Orlando, De Soto.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Crime. I am number 2.
And I'm Katie Zed. Welcome to the show. So, if you haven't noticed, I've lost my voice recently. So,
Just a little bit.
number 2 is going to help me along here. First of all, I want to say hello to everyone who is in the chat. And it looks like just Yo Mama and Kevin Farrier, YouTube cyberbully. Welcome. In case you guys don't know, I have extremely bad allergies in this time of year. I've never lost my voice before, though, so this is new. This is new for me.
It is new.
But we're going to get through it.
We will.
If I have to mute a lot and cough, my apologies. We're going to do a lot of videos tonight, so I'm sorry if I'm hurting your eardrums with how I sound right now. It's getting worse.
It is. It sounded okay a little bit ago, and now it's...
What I noticed is if I try to talk lower, more sound comes out. So I'll try that. We're going to just get into the first video, so apologies for your ears. We had to do... There's only certain nights that you're available, though, so we had to get it done. You know what I mean?
I know.
All right, we're starting off with...
Let's do this.
8 people injured when car crashed into the Canton Walmart.
And actually talking to our Brendan Hudson earlier, and what we really know right now is people are still coming down here to either look at this now closed store or to at least come down thinking they were going to go shopping. They see it's closed and then they find out what happened, and of course they're incredibly shocked.
Oh my God.
Viewer video showing chaos and confusion.
That guy saying, "Oh my God," it just cracked me up.
Inside the Canton Township Walmart on Ford Road Friday afternoon. It's when this black Jeep SUV slammed into the building, the entry point appearing to be a service entrance near the pharmacy.
I was just getting ready to walk in there.
Now closed, many would-be customers drove up to get a jump on their weekend preps, only to find crews still dealing with the aftermath. You come in just to, do some weekend shopping, right?
That was it. And I'm looking like, well, what happened?
Canton police say it was around 1:30 in the afternoon when
hardly anything's messed up. It looks like it's just a store that they're
just a regular day.
When you're at the mall and they have a car in there that they're raffling off or something like that. That's what it looks like.
Woman crashed her SUV into the store. Her family members telling Fox 2 off camera that she suffered a seizure, which they say caused the accident. One man was much closer than he wanted to be.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, the racks are totally pushed back, and honestly, where she came through the building there, it was probably 15 feet from me. I was like right there, and they went through right there. So yeah, there was one small wall that was separating from where I was actually working.
We did have a number of folks that were injured during the crash inside the building.
That included a young child who was hospitalized.
We had some patrons in the store that weren't hurt that actually assisted us, along with our fire departments, to transport some of the victims of the crash.
Now, we do know, according to the family of the woman driving who had that seizure, the family says the woman will be okay. We did contact police several times tonight to see if that is indeed the cause of this that they're looking at. We haven't been able to get confirmation on that just yet. We also know, again, several people were hurt. We haven't heard on latest conditions, including that small child. We do know that there were several people who helped get that child to safety. Thankfully, there were many good Samaritans who were not injured, as you heard the chief say there, and really helped make some of those rescues. So we're certainly hoping that child is all right. We're hoping to learn more tomorrow from police on the conditions of those who were injured. In the meantime, the store remains closed now as crews, as you can see behind me, they're still surveying the situation and trying to get the store in some way fixed up so that they can reopen.
So I have a lot of car stories to start with, but what I want to say to the chat, first of all, I forgot to tell you guys, if you donate, Zena gets a milk bone. She's here.
She's absolutely...
She's here, but and also you get your name entered in the drawing, but I'm going to offer some more drawings. So my voice is messed up tonight. So the person who comes up with the best, like what I sound like right now, the funniest answer wins. and an entry into the drawing for next month. So you have which till I do the next ad break to come up with what I sound like right now.
Sounds good.
So I had a whole folder set up labeled planes, trains, and automobiles. Stories that we're going to go over that are planes, trains.
Your mic is sounding a little wacky, like it's kind of going in and out.
It shouldn't be. I have it. It's everything's all brand new. It shouldn't
I'm
be.
just telling you.
I think it's my voice that's going in and out, not my mic, honestly.
Honestly, it's your mic. But it sounds okay now.
Okay.
Hi, Ron. Hi, Christo. Hi, Mr. Zed. It's good to see you guys.
Yes, good to see all of you.
It's the heart-stopping video of a Porsche somersaulting through an entire gas station parking lot. Here it is again in slow motion from a different angle.
Holy cannoli.
The car flips over and over like it's a gymnast competing in the Olympics.
It's not on the grass anymore, and it's somersaulted all the way down there.
It's like when you
Police in Ann Arbor, Michigan say 3 people
Yeah, it's like exactly like that.
Oh my God.
were in the sports car. All of them miraculously survived because of
How did they survive that?
Oh my gosh.
Everyone survived.
That's even more insane.
Crazy. I'm going to turn my mic up since I'm going to have to whisper throughout this. It's like crime ASMR with Katie Zed.
Investigators say they were wearing seatbelts. The luxury car was going around 100 miles an hour when the appeared to be impaired 19-year-old driver lost control, according to police. The driver and a 20-year-old passenger suffered minor injuries, but the third passenger is in critical condition. Their names have not been released. An investigation is ongoing and no charges have been filed at this time. This is
It just
Inside
keeps going. It just keeps going and going and going.
I would just like to say, nice placement of the end tile inside edition. What are you doing? Like, why would you put an end tile and then play the part we all want to see? What are we doing?
Oh, inside edition.
I do sound like I have laryngitis because I probably do, but there's a contest going on right now for the person that comes up with the funniest answer of who or what I sound like. So, Paracord Princess, be sure to let me know what I sound like.
I don't think a person flew out of the car. I think they remained in the car, but I think they were just injured. That's insane that nobody died.
I can't believe nobody died either. That's
just crazy.
Crazy. It's crazy. So, hold on, I gotta clear my throat again.
Let me clear my throat.
So my remote control in my living room, you can press a button and speak into it. Like if you're searching for something, and I do that a lot.
It's like this.
Yeah, it's got exactly. So it's got the little button, and I did that yesterday, and my TV says back to me, "It sounds like you're whispering Survivor."
Yeah, that's awesome.
Whispered back to me. It was hilarious. So I challenge all of you, if you have that kind of remote, whisper to it and see if it whispers back to you. It was so funny.
I never use that feature on my remotes have it. I just never use it.
Well,
I never ever do.
When
I
you're
don't know
trying
why.
to search for something on the television, like you can't type. You have to like do the up, over to type the letters. So it's so much easier just to speak into it.
You could. I didn't think you. I never
Yeah.
thought of doing that. I didn't know you could do that if you're searching for something.
Now you know.
Now I know.
Now you know. I didn't read the headline for this one, but I see a rainbow crosswalk. I see a mugshot of a white guy. Let's see what happened.
Okay, let's see this.
Oh no.
Oh man. He doesn't look remorseful at all.
No, he was grinning a little bit. He was grinning. Let's watch that again. That was funny. Oh yeah. That'll do. That'll do.
Oh, that's funny. I
Oh,
like
now we
that.
have remember planes, trains, and automobiles. So now we have a train. Which who knew I would get 2 train stories in the same week? Who
Trains
knew?
are train stories they're never not crazy. They're always nuts.
Yeah. Train
Always.
stolen, taken on a 10-mile joyride.
How do you
Steals a
steal
train.
a train?
This is in Ocala, Florida.
Of course, it's Florida.
The train is now back here in the rail yard, and police say it looked like the person who took this didn't really know how to operate it, but still, he or she...
No, really?
Who knows
Really?
how to operate a train?
Oh man.
Who's Kim Carnes? Is that what I sound like? Is that what your answer? I don't know who Kim Carnes is. I'm going to look it up.
was able to get it out of this rail yard, go about 10 miles and get it back here without getting caught. The locomotive has a padlock on the door, so the company and police don't know how anyone got inside to take it for this joyride. But Florida Northern says this was extremely dangerous. The tracks crossed several roads, and it could have crossed paths with another train. The difficult part for investigators, nobody saw it being taken, and there are no cameras on board to show the suspect. The company, Florida Northern Railroad, says on Monday a technician at the rail yard on Magnolia Avenue in Ocala found the locomotive's computer showed that it was turned on Saturday afternoon. They believe someone disconnected it from the train cars, got it going, and then ran the locomotive about 10 miles to near Baseline Road before getting it back to the yard. Ocala police say the locomotive's brakes were on the whole time, causing about $480 worth of damage. I'm told while you need a key to get into the train, you don't need one to start it. Now, Florida Northern is taking this very seriously. They're asking anyone with information about who might have taken this train to call Ocala police. Reporting in Ocala, Bob Hazen, West.
Well, I imagine it's not that hard to drive a train because, like, I think it's just like a stick and you, like...
Why would you imagine, how could you possibly imagine that it's not difficult to drive a train?
What do you mean?
Like, that's like saying, I can't imagine it's not difficult to fly a plane.
Well, it's not. I'm saying that if you want to learn how to drive a train or fly a plane, you can learn it on. Like, we covered that whole story of that kid, like 17-year-old stealing that plane.
Yeah,
he
but
learned
it didn't
online.
end well, it just, I don't know.
No, the one that stole it and went to the Bahamas.
We
covered 2
that was
planes.
a great story.
We covered two stolen planes. So if I've covered 2 stories where people have stolen airplanes, one of them being a passenger like jet. I think stealing a train probably not that difficult.
Probably a little easier than a plane.
I need to pull up this Bette Davis eyes.
Ron, thank you so much. You sound like a female RFK Jr. Thank you for the $2. Oh, that's funny.
All right, I am going to pull this up and we'll see.
And we need peace. Welcome. It's good to see you. And you didn't miss much. We only have seen a couple so far.
Let's see. I'm going to put this on. Oh, I'll give Zena a treat in just 1 second. Thank you, Ron. I want to see this Bette Davis eyes. Yo Mama says I sound like the guy narrating the final putts at the Masters. He's on the green. He's going to use his 11 club. I don't know anything about golf.
Golf is like what you take a nap to.
Oh my goodness. Share screen. Holy cannoli.
Hi, Zena.
All right, let's hear what this is.
I swear she heard me. She felt my presence.
You won't have to think twice.
Oh no, she's pure. This person has a great voice. What are you talking about?
She's got that little raspiness to it.
Yeah,
I can see that. I can see it.
Yeah. So Christo's saying you don't have to steer the train. It like there's just like a something you would push forward and it would go forward, or you'd pull it back and it would stop.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I'm gonna assume there's a little more to it than that, though.
Probably there's buttons and levers and stuff, right?
And switches and knobs and
Probably.
pedals and
Good to
pulleys
see.
and levers and
Levers and levers.
levers and levers and
Good to see you. We need peace. I think you're new here, so I appreciate you coming by. Oh, I forgot I gotta give Xena a treat.
Yes, you do.
I
Don't
am.
forget. That's so rude of you. She's waiting so patiently.
I know.
Look at her. She's just with the cute little face of hers. See? She just knows. She's like,
Thank you so much, Ron, for the $2 super chat. I'm going to give Xena.
she's so cute. I love her.
I'm going to give Xena her milk bones now. Xena!
Don't overdo it with the voice. What do you think you're doing? You're already walking on thin ice over here, and here you are screaming Xena.
No, the other one. This one. There you go. Just a good girl. Sorry, I get excited when I see my dog.
My gosh. Just overzealous all over the place.
She's the Xena. We're going to enter your name into the drawing as well, Ron. And I think the Masters, the narrator at the Masters is winning right now. But if somebody comes up with something funnier that I sound like right now, you will get your name into the drawing for next month.
I
read
told
that?
her she sounded like an 85-year-old grandma that's been smoking for 75 years.
75 years. Will you read that line?
Yeah, I'm old and my eyes don't work the same, so I gotta expand it a little bit. 5 arrested after street racing clubs take over Palm Beach County intersections.
All right. Oh, please tell me there's a video. I can't.
Oh, Lordy.
All right, there's no video, so we're not doing
Okay.
that story. Sorry. Because you're not gonna be able to read.
No, I can't. I gotta go find my readers. Can't do that.
Suspects take subway cars for short joyride in Queens. Another stolen train. We have 2 stolen trains.
I can read these headlines. It's okay. It's not a big deal.
You've heard of people stealing cars for joyrides, but what about a subway car? It happened last week in Queens. The CBS 2's Doug Williams reports there's surveillance video from inside the train.
This is the last stop on this train.
That is supposed to be your cue to get off the train. But police say the suspects seen here in this surveillance video took it as their cue to go for a spin.
I want to assure folks, at no time was that train at all in danger of leaving the yard.
Police say on Saturday the suspects entered a vacant R train from the Forest Hills 71st Avenue station and drove it onto train storage tracks. Nothing was damaged and nobody was hurt.
The MTA says the suspects only made it a short distance before they ran off, but it begs the obvious question, just how easy would it be for anybody to take a subway car for a joyride?
It was like locking your car and having a low jack on it, but someone stealing the low jack key and having a coat hanger to open the car and then hot wiring the damn thing. That's exactly what happens.
Are you serious? Wake up! It's New York!
Wouldn't you need like experience driving a train?
I don't understand how they left it unlocked and they managed to just drive the train like that.
The MTA says the illegal joyride was discovered by tower operators and would never have made it onto active tracks, saying the suspects may have used a stolen key. Police are using this video to investigate the incident, notably coming from a camera inside the train car. The MTA says their goal is to have cameras on every subway car.
Great video footage we have here. You can see absolutely nothing. You can't see.
I took a nap during that little segment right there.
Can we not get better cameras in the New York subway? There's so much crime down there. They have people pushing people onto the tracks. Like people getting robbed and killed all the time. And they have potatoes taking the surveillance film.
So when you turn off your screen,
I know.
It's a picture of Steven.
It's fine. It's his restream. So you know what are you gonna do?
It's funny.
Here in Forest Hills, Queens.
Yeah,
Doug
I heard
Williams,
Katie Blew her nose
CBS
too.
2 News.
You heard it?
Oh yeah.
I'm using the wrong mic then.
We heard you blow your nose.
Hold on. Let me put on the next video and then I'll.
We'll
That's
see if
not
we can
good.
hear you blow your nose again.
That's not good.
Test the waters.
All right.
You want me to read this?
Yes.
Okay. Expand. Brazen thieves drag entire ATM from van, sending sparks flying down Oakland Road.
That sounds like a fun video.
New at 6, Oakland police.
What happened?
Uh-oh. I don't know. It switched to YouTube when I clicked the button, apparently.
New at 6, Oakland police are investigating 2 cases of thieves stealing ATMs not far from that In-N-Out location. Video posted to social media appears to show an ATM tied to the back of a van being dragged down Hagenberger. Police confirm that an ATM had been removed from the exterior of the Bank of America on Hagenberger just before 7:30 Sunday morning. The man who recorded the video says he saw about 3 or 4 people involved.
We just seems guys just like yanking on the ATM, and that's when we started recording. And they just tied the machine up, and they just started driving down is it like west of Hagenberg, going towards the airport?
Police say a second ATM was stolen an hour earlier from another business nearby on Edgware Road. Officers say one ATM was recovered near the Home Depot on 37th Avenue.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the money in there got burned up because the friction would make it so hot inside. It would be like an oven in there. Don't you think?
I don't know. Or I was thinking with it dragging on the ground that it would loosen the welds on the metal, and it would be easier to open.
Yeah, that could be it as well.
I'm not a criminal. I don't know. Oh, I need to read. Street fight ends with 1 woman dead, 3 shot, and 2 arrested.
All right. Where's the video?
Are there children involved?
There are, but where's the video? Is this the video? Let me try to refresh the screen. There we go.
There we go.
Other people wounded.
Oh
First
gosh,
at 5, a mother sadly is dead for a shooting in South Memphis. Memphis police saying a street fight among children ended with gunshots and everything was captured on camera. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Hurst.
Lots of chaos there. I'm Stephanie Skurlock. WREG's Kwamitra Wilburn spoke to witnesses who say this could have...
Kwamitra.
I had to pause it to say Kwamitra.
Kwamitra. It's kind of fun to say.
Been avoided.
It's an encounter that has left people in this South Memphis community heartbroken. Video shared with WREG shows a man shooting and killing a woman following a massive street fight. Court documents identify the victim as Tamara Plummer, close friends.
I would just like to let YouTube know that that was blurred out. We did not see any of that. YouTube, please don't demonetize me.
Say she died protecting her children. MPD says the shooting happened on Quinn Avenue Thursday evening. Angela Hinton says Plummer, whom she affectionately calls Tammy, is her godniece.
She was always happy when she come around me.
The video starts with Plummer, seen in green, talking to 2 men. The adults are surrounded by rowdy teenagers. A witness and close friend says the men walked to Plummer's home with their children in an attempt to fight Plummer's children. Suddenly, a teen lashes out at another and the brawl breaks out. We've blurred much of the video since it's believed majority of the people involved are minors. You can see Plummer armed with a gun and the men attempt to break up the fight. After several grueling seconds, the witness tells WREG Plummer raised her weapon intending to end the fight. However, before Plummer could shoot in the air, this man walks toward her.
Wow, look at that. That's just...
Oh my gosh. So the first thing, the adults bring the children over to the house to fight the other children.
Yeah, that's what they said.
In the world? That's
Poor parenting.
there's more than poor.
That is horrible parenting.
Oh my gosh.
And this guy kills this woman who's just trying to break up the fight. But why are you breaking up the fight with a gun? Like,
no.
Get some pepper spray.
Yeah, that's their first line of defense always is go to the gun. And it doesn't need to be that way.
Me too, but whatever.
Well, no,
but I'm not going to pull out a gun if there's just children fighting. I'm going to turn the hose on them or something.
I mean, you're logical. You're not going to do that. You know?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
No, everything, YouTube censors, everything is blurred. We don't see anyone die, by the way. We're not going to see any of that.
And fatally shoots her.
She loved doing hair, but I ain't never known her being no violent person.
MPD identifies the man as Jayon Davis. In another video shared on social media, a woman can be seen shooting Davis as he walks away after shooting Plummer. Police say she's Plummer's daughter, 20-year-old Destiny Plummer. Another woman and a juvenile were also hit. Close friends say Plummer was a dedicated mother who did everything she could to protect her children.
Every time you look around, she doing everything for her kids, supporting. And I love the way she bring them up, the way she talk to them, communicating, and she stay focused on them all the time.
Destiny Plummer is charged with reckless endangerment, while Davis faces a first-degree murder charge. Reporting from South Memphis, Kwamitra Wilborn, WREG.
Thanks, Kwamitra. I appreciate that report.
Kwamitra. I just want to say the word. Kwamitra.
It's a fun thing to say. I wish I could talk right now.
You're doing good though. You're doing good.
Thank you.
Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it.
What was crazy is right before we went live, my voice was doing so much better. And then as soon as I hit the live button, it just I don't know what happened. I thought I was ready. I thought I was ready for the show.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, have you heard about this story? This Riley Strain in Nashville?
Yes, I have. This is the kid that left the bar, right? Yes. Yeah.
So what does it remind you of? I'll tell you what it reminds me of. Does it remind you of anything? Like, you're into true crime like I am.
I haven't followed it very closely, just very minimally.
Do you know, like, starting in the 90s up until currently, the smiley face?
Yes, that was what I was going to say. And I didn't know that that's what you were going to say. I was like, well, that was my first thought. And I was like, well, I haven't heard all of the details, so I didn't want to say that. But that was like my first inkling was the smiley face.
So any of you who are unfamiliar, or you're just here to see me and you're not that into true crime.
That's crazy that you thought that too, because I wasn't. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
Starting in like the 90s, there has been like 20 or 30 cases of young men in areas where there's water, usually a river. Who are out drinking and leave a bar and end up found in the body of water, whether that be a lake or a river or something like that. There's so many of them, and they're always in like college towns, and they're always, late night drinking. The young man leaves the bar alone and just starts walking, and nobody sees what happens. And in every single one of these cases, nearby, there's a smiley face graffiti somewhere near either where he went missing or where they end up finding the body. It's very creepy. Like, legally, they haven't been connected to each other, but people in the true crime world have been following these cases and have found similarities between them. And it could be a serial killer that's been going for 30 years.
Ron said they found no water in his lungs, so he died elsewhere and was placed there.
They said it could have been a dry drowning, which means if somebody's trying not to drown, they'll hold their breath so long.
That that's
It's
insane
rare.
to me.
It's
I
rare,
can't
but it
even
happens.
imagine.
It's rare, but it does happen. It does happen.
Like 1 in a billion? Like,
Yeah, something
gosh,
like
that's
that.
crazy.
Something like that. But something is fishy about this case for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So let's watch the news story.
Okay.
Riley Strain in the Cumberland River. His family still searching for answers as to what exactly happened. Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino tells us that his family believes that they have found a significant lead, a brand new witness who is potentially the last known person to ever speak with Riley.
I just want to say it's understandable to call me KRZ since I sound like RFK right now.
Weeks ago, I interviewed a homeless man who says he was on the river embankment below when he heard Riley stumble into a fence right about here, just before the James Robertson Parkway Bridge, where he was last seen. Now, that same man reported there was another passerby closer to the street who called out that Riley was okay, just drunk. Now, I can tell you, Riley's family has been trying to track down this other man who saw him right here for about a month, and they say they finally have.
A family friend here in Nashville says she and Riley's family on speakerphone met with this other homeless man on Monday. They say a detective also came out to speak with this man. She says the man said that Riley continued to walk beyond the bridge, passing the Birch Building on the left.
He did see Riley, and he did see him walk all the way down the sidewalk to the corner as far as he could see.
Now, it's been said that Riley potentially fell right underneath the bridge, a steep and rocky fall, and ended up in the water. It's where his bank card was found on the riverbank, and there's also surveillance video from the Birch Building that doesn't appear to show Riley walk by.
But if it's true that Riley kept walking beyond the bridge and didn't fall somehow into the river under it, then that raises more questions as to what happened and how he got into the water.
Until we have the exact information, then we're going to continue to think maybe he went outside the bridge, maybe he got into a car. Like, until we have the facts, we can only assume that he kept going, or we don't know that he fell.
Riley's family tells me they haven't ruled out foul play since Riley was found without his pants, a belt, shoes, or his wallet.
That's the other thing, is he took his pants and shoes off, but still was holding his breath.
And there was a homeless man that was found wearing one of his shirts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Sums up.
Mhm.
Sums up.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a link to a video that explains the Smiley case thing better than I just did. Watch it after this, though. Like, click on it and put play next or whatever. It's just a YouTube channel that I like that had covered it. And like, you could spend days, hours at least, but days covering all the different cases. But this is... Simon Whistler did a short, like 30-minute video on it. So,
And according to the preliminary autopsy, there was no visible trauma to his body that would potentially indicate someone having an extensive fall.
did you see how drunk he was? Like, he was
Rewind
really,
that a little bit, please.
he was really drunk.
There was no visible trauma to his body that would potentially indicate someone having
boy.
an extensive fall.
Well, Riley's family continuing.
Here's the thing, though. They said there was not trauma on his body that would indicate a fall, but there was trauma on his body. There was bruising all over his legs and arms.
Yeah, so
something happened. Something.
To wait for the official autopsy results to be released. Metro Police said the homeless man that they spoke to this past Monday was referencing news stories, and the other man who said he heard Riley fall said perhaps did not hear Riley fall at all, even though he had told the family multiple times that he had over the course of a month.
Yeah, something's fishy. Okay, so I want to talk to you about onemorechild.org. This is a website, or a charity, I should say. This is their website. But this is a charity that provides Christ-centered services to all sorts of people in need. Vulnerable children is the big one. That means they're helping children who have been trafficked, find, shelter, food. The other thing that really struck me about this charity is they help struggling families, not just struggling mothers, because sometimes there is a mom and a dad in a child's life and they're still struggling. So the reason I bring this up is because if you go to katiez.com right now and click on the King Collection, which is this collection right here, 100% of the profits, anything in the King Collection, goes to OneMoreChild.org.
That's awesome.
Hold on, I have to cough again. Okay. Oh, I got a little bit of my voice back there for a second. So, Frank from the Let's Be Frank channel, Stephen from Call Me Ignorant, and Ignoramus Streams. All three of us collaborated on the designs of these t-shirts and put this together because we wanted to help this charity and we wanted to take back the term Christ is King. They can't have it. They can't have the term Christ is King. It's ours. I personally have ordered a coffee mug and I got a t-shirt. On the back of the coffee mugs and the t-shirts, we have Philippians. Every knee will bow, every tongue will confess.
That's a beautiful cup. It really is.
Yeah, you should pick yourself up one. So we do have this design. I got this one that's the purple. I thought that looked pretty cool.
That is. Look at that.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. So
I love that.
I got that one. I also designed this one with a little crown. It looks kind of gangsta.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. So 100% of the profits from this goes to OneMoreChild.org. Of course, as always, at katiez.com, you can get all sorts of other merchandise too. Now, I just want to put this out there that only the Christ is King profits go to OneMoreChild.org. I don't want to misrepresent what we're doing here, but you can get the Crimeland swag. This sweatshirt, I have one of these in the overruled version, but it's very soft and comfortable. You have a t-shirt, don't you? Tell us how soft the t-shirt is.
I have an overruled t-shirt.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. I also have a Friday Night Crime t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
They're both my favorite t-shirts. And I'm not
so comfortable.
Just saying that, like, for reasons. They really are super soft, comfy. They don't shrink up all crazy.
Yeah.
They're great. They really are soft and comfy.
They're stretchy and they're really, really soft. You can also get Steven stuff here, but you really want my merchandise. Also, if you donate during the show at all, Xena gets a milk bone. She's still here.
That's her butt.
That's her butt. There she is. That's the Zini Beanie. So if you donate during the show or you make a purchase during the show, let me know in the chat and I will give Xena her milk bone. All right, onwards and upwards. Did you know that O.J. Simpson died?
I did. He also died owing the families of Ron and Nicole like $100 million.
Well, here's the thing: is that book that he wrote From Here into Forever? The profits from that book go to the family, so that's good.
That's good.
BC's chief legal affairs correspondent Dan Abrams. Dan, thank you for joining us. Of course, you covered the trial. Just take us back to.
We're going to let this play. Let me know if you want to pause it. I need to rest my voice and drink this tea with honey for this is a 5-minute video.
Hello,
that
David
case
Mafia.
and really the sensation that it became.
There has never been a case like it, and there won't be a case like it again. This was a case where you had someone who was one of the most famous people in America before the case being tried with for murder. Now throw in race, domestic violence, LA at a volatile time, celebrity, and you had a 9-month trial that riveted the country. And when I say riveted, literally people were following every moment of the case for 9 months. And at the time, there was only 2 places you could watch it. There was no internet. There was no live streaming. It was either CNN or Court TV where I was working. There were people selling T-shirts, and they were.
Did you watch this case
I
as
did.
it was happening? So
I
did
did. Yep.
I was in college. We were both in college at the time. And
Yeah.
I think I remember going, like, skipping class and going to, I had an apartment at the
I
time.
was supposed to be in class, but really I would take the train to UIC and then call you and be like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah,
And then
do you
take the
wanna
train all the way back to hang out with you.
We'd go hang out at that apartment on Meade Avenue in Chicago, and we would watch the O.J. Simpson trial, or reruns of Beverly Hills 90210.
Or
The
Jerry
movie
Springer.
movie Friday, we watched 100 million times. I can remember that. We could
Yeah.
recite that movie word
Yes,
for word.
for
Yeah.
sure.
were selling hats, and they were selling watches where the second hand was a Bronco being chased by police. There was a.
Well, I want that watch. Did you hear that?
Wait, what did he say?
They were selling watches where the second hand was a Bronco being chased by police.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that.
Really?
hmm
I need to find one of those on eBay. If anybody
Oh
wants,
no, now they're going to be ridiculously expensive.
if anybody wants to send me a gift, it's my PO box is in the description or is in the channel description. Feel free to send me a gift of any O.J. Simpson merchandise or any of these T-shirts that they were selling.
Oh my
too. I
god,
would love one of those.
what a piece of garbage.
Yeah, I know.
The Jello mold of the judge's face. There were hats being sold of random participants in the case.
What do you think that the trial's lasting influence will be, both for the legal community as well as media?
Look, I think it led a lot of people to lose some faith in the justice system. I think a lot of people who watched the case were entirely convinced, as I was, that O.J. Simpson was guilty. But when you take that case and you combine it with the civil trial, people forget that he was also then tried in a civil case where he testified. And there he was found responsible for the killings. And so you take those verdicts together, and it's somewhere, 2 juries determined it's somewhere between 51% to 90-something% certainty that O.J. Simpson
But
okay.
I know I said I was going to let it play to rest my voice. However, I just want to point out, in case anyone's confused about this, in a criminal trial, the burden of proof is beyond a reasonable doubt. And in a civil trial, it's preponderance of the evidence. So when they're saying, well, he is found guilty in the civil case and innocent in the other, it's a different burden of proof as well. I'm going to put a poll in YouTube here in a second. But I remember at the time thinking this guy is totally guilty, right? And then come to find out after, years and years and years have passed, there's a documentary that came out several years ago where they interviewed some of the jurors, and they flat out said that we thought he was guilty too, but we were mad about the cops that beat up Rodney King. So we decided it was payback for, like the jurors in this case.
Oh,
I'm not,
gosh.
It's not like an idea that I had, or maybe this happened. Like they interviewed the jurors or some of, it's not every one of them or whatever, but they interviewed a juror and she's like, oh yeah, it's payback. We're getting even for the Rodney
that
King
makes me
thing.
sick.
And granted, I don't think that the Rodney King cops should have gotten away scot-free. Obviously, like that was
I
messed
agree.
up.
Yeah.
But you don't let a murderer just walk the street
Oh, that
because
makes me
he's
sick.
black. Because he's black, and they were black.
The beginning of the ends, let me tell you, right there.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Yeah.
that dude, I forget his name. If I heard it, I would know it. But that truck driver getting beat with the brick over the head, all of that stuff that happened.
Oh, what was his name?
I'll think of it.
Oh, Oh,
It's on the tip of my tongue too.
I know.
What's the guy's name that got beat with the brick in Compton, guys? First person to say it in the chat gets an entry into the drawing. I can't think of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'll know it when I see it. All right, I'm going to let this play. First person to tell me the guy's name.
Thanks for the donation,
Did it?
Dub.
Oh,
I think that when it comes to
Sorry. When this story is done, I will give Zena her milk bone, Dub. Give me just a minute here.
cameras in the court, media coverage,
Reginald
there's been
Denny.
a lot of talk about the O.J. Simpson case. I don't
What did you
know
say?
that it
Reginald
fundamentally.
Denny.
Why wouldn't you let the chat get it?
I'm sorry. It just.
What are you doing?
I don't know. It just. Ron gets it.
All right, but you totally ruined the game.
I know. But
You're
I'm sorry. It just.
you're a host of the show now. You're not in the
know.
chat.
I know, but usually I don't ever remember
You
things.
could have
So
put it
it
in
just
next
blurted
time.
out.
Put it in the private chat, and then I'll know you know. Ron, I'm going to give you an entry because care number 2 ruined it.
I'm sorry.
Changed things, and here's why. Because I do think this case was different. I have covered hundreds of cases where there's been a camera in the courtroom,
I did that.
and there hasn't been one where the lawyers and the judge were as focused on that camera as in the O.J. Simpson case. So while people cited it in the immediate aftermath of the case, I think as time has gone on, people have realized that it was an outlier when it came to what happens when there's a camera in court.
And the trial, of course, as you just mentioned a little while ago, brought about some serious racial divides to the surface as well. What happened there? Because it wasn't just that O.J. was black and his 2 victims were white, but you also add into the mix Mark Furman, that LAPD detective who had some questionable practices as well.
And I think
that whole thing was BS, by the way. The whole Mark Furman thing said the N-word is just baloney. First of all, it was the 80s. Everyone said the N-word, and it didn't mean that he was racist. Like that.
Yeah.
Like, just insane. Like, I know people who say the N-word today who aren't racist. They may or may not be in the chat right now.
I think if you were to ask me, what was the seminal moment in the case? What was the most important moment? It was not O.J. Simpson trying on that glove, as many people like to say.
That's
It was
so
exactly what
stupid.
you just brought up. It
I
was
just
Mark
put that
Furman.
up.
It was his past racism.
I was putting the poll up. I wasn't paying attention to the stream. I enjoy your videos too, the Daily Ignoramus. I enjoy your videos too.
And I think that that gave the jurors something to hang their hat on, meaning the defense's theories never really made sense. It was
They
this
don't make
idea that
sense.
it
Just for the new people here, I see several new places. Dub is here. Steven is here. The person who gets the best answer for who or what I sound like tonight, the best meaning the one that we pick is the funniest, gets an entry into the drawing. Right now, the top contender is I sound like the narrator for the Masters and the putting green narrator at the Masters.
on one hand, the police were these criminal masterminds who were able to plant evidence in the most exacting way possible, and at the same time were the most inept folks who couldn't handle evidence properly. And there was never an opportunity for the planting of evidence, et cetera. But it wasn't even the minutia that it came down to. It was just the big picture sense that to many, the police have been unfair to us in the past. And look at this guy, Furman.
And over the years, you've also stayed in touch with the families of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. What have they told you?
Look, I think that today is probably a sense of closure for them. O.J. Simpson being out there, O.J. Simpson being on social media, O.J. Simpson's lawyer making fun of the process, I think has just made it all a little bit more difficult.
Can you pause
And I
that?
think that today that ends.
I don't think if I were in that family, I don't think that would be closure at all. I mean, yeah,
No,
in a sense,
absolutely not.
no. What would be closure is if he spent the rest of his life in jail or in prison and then died in prison.
Yeah.
Or, not, out doing whatever the hell he wanted to.
Well, I do think it was good that he ended up going to jail for that gambling or that, not gambling, he stole like his stuff. Like, I forget how long he was in jail.
The memorabilia stuff.
Yeah, the memorabilia scandal.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've ever done a deep dive into that case, but he was like a thug. Like, there's a audio recording.
He's a freaking criminal.
I mean, many such cases, but like seriously, the way he was talking, like he puts on this smiling, like dad face or whatever to the public. He's in the
Bill
those
Cosby.
movies. Yeah, he was in those movies. Was it the Lethal Weapon movies? He was in the Hertz commercial, like all smiley.
Yeah,
and then this audio recording of him taking his memorabilia back. He was just like. It just the ghetto came right back out of him. It was insane, like the switch that went off.
Yeah,
who's Senator Palpatine?
Palpatine, Senator Palpatine. I don't know. I've never heard of Senator Palpatine.
Google that one again. Somebody had an answer earlier that I didn't know what it was either. I have a feeling if I don't know what it is, you're not going to win. But I'll Google it.
So for them, it will provide, a little sense of closure.
ABC Chief Legal Affairs Correspondent Dan Abrams, thank you so much for your time and insight. Appreciate it.
Sure thing, Lizzie.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, let me get the next video up. What was that other lady's name?
Lizzie?
No, the news reporter that I was laughing at her name. Quanitra.
Quanitra.
Quanitra. Yeah.
Quanitra.
Let's see. Share this. So, do you remember that guy who killed his kids in front of the wife earlier last year? Was it? It was last summer, I think it was. Do you know what I'm talking about? We covered it on the show.
Don't know. There's so many killings and so many.
Like, the body cam shows the police coming up and he's just sitting on the porch with like a bloody knife in his hand and 3 dead kids around him.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It's this guy. So if you want to read.
Judge rules man accused of killing 3 sons in Claremont County had rights violated after arrest. Oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me.
No joke, man.
Oh,
Tonight we have new developments in the case against the Claremont County father accused of killing his 3 little boys.
Yeah, the judge ruling today that Chad Dorman's rights were violated in certain circumstances anyway during the initial investigation.
Hopefully his eyes are crossed because the cops beat the shit out of him. They arrested him.
And WLWT News 5's Daisy Kershaw now. She did some digging on the decision. Joins us with what it means for the trial, Daisy.
Well, Mike Cherie, the judge ruled that Chad Dorman's initial interrogation cannot be used in court moving forward. The defense claims his rights were violated in the hours after his arrest. As Chad Dorman sits behind bars, a Claremont County judge has ruled the statements he made while being interrogated on June 15th last year, the day of his arrest, will be thrown out at trial. Dorman is accused of murdering his young sons.
Look at how cute those children are. They're just freaking cute as buttons. I'm telling you what, it's horrific what he did.
Their eyes aren't crossed.
It's because his eyes are only crossed because the cops beat the shit out of him.
3-year-old Chase, 4-year-old Hunter, and 7-year-old Clayton. Last month, he appeared in court for the motion to suppress hearing. Judge Richard Ferentz now ruling that Dorman's rights were violated in 2 instances. He ruled that a detective failed to properly and fully advise Dorman of his Miranda rights before his initial interrogation. The judge also ruling Dorman's Miranda rights were violated when the interrogation continued after Dorman asked for an attorney.
Well, you remember that story that I covered with Frank where the guy asked for a lawyer 8 times.
You cannot, how stupid can a cop be to continue?
That case that I covered with Frank, that Jessica It was an open and shut case, and the cops almost ruined that. We almost had a killer out on the streets because these cops were just blatantly violated his rights.
Oh my gosh, that
You
is
want to talk about bad cops?
horrible.
Bad cops aren't always the ones who are calling an innocent person a child molester on the side of the road. This is
Right.
bad cops as well. This is horrible.
Yeah.
This guy is so freaking guilty, and you're going to ruin the case because of it.
Yeah, something so simple that you couldn't shut your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Defense says
Exactly. How hard is it to read
Yeah.
a person their rights? I could probably read a person their rights, and I'm not even a cop, but I have it memorized.
Crazy.
Doorman asked for one at least twice. But Judge Ferentz also sided with the prosecution in 4 key areas, ruling several of the defense's claims were meritless, including their argument that Doorman's statements were involuntary due to outrageous police conduct. The judge saying there is no evidence to support that.
As of right now, the trial is on track to begin in July. Daisy Kershaw, WLWT News 5.
And Daisy, thanks so
Well, thanks so much, Daisy. Thanks so much. All right, we have a little bit of a longer video, and then I have 2 or 3 more stories after that. This one's going to make you so mad because this kid.
Why are you doing this to me?
It's a funny mad.
Oh,
Funny mad.
Funny man. Okay.
Funny mad.
I didn't know that was a thing. Okay.
It's an entitled 22-year-old, so obviously, anybody where the video starts entitled, it's going to be good.
I watch a lot of these entitled body cam videos.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Have you seen this one yet?
I
I'm hoping
can't see the face.
I'm
Let me
hoping to
expand.
surprise you with it. All right, we'll start
I
it,
don't know.
and then just let me know if you want me to pause it.
Okay.
The reason why kids get killed when they act like that, him doing that. If I would have pulled my gun out, I would have had every right to shoot that little kid for being right in my face, right here, banging his head in my window.
On July 23, 2023, officers responded to Goodwill in Ocala, Florida, in reference to a disturbance. The incident involved a white male attempting to punch out the windows of a passerby's vehicle. Upon arrival, officers made contact with the...
By the way, he's doing it for the content.
Of course.
He's doing it for the content.
The manager of the business. She advised that she had observed...
Oh, I forgot to give Zena her treat. I'm so sorry, Dub. Let me do that before we play
Yeah,
this really long
let's
video.
do this.
I have your name for the drawing, and I have Ron twice because he won the answer one and he donated. So don't forget, if you donate while we're on air, holy cow, Zena gets a treat, and hopefully I'll get my mic fixed. 2 things will happen. Zena gets a treat, and Katie gets an actual audio technician to fix her mic. Oh, Zena.
My head is sideways looking at her because she's laying sideways.
Zena. She's thinking she was dead asleep. Zena, do you want a cookie? Zena, I think she was just sleeping with her eyes open. Did you see that? I think she was. Thank you very much, Ron. Or sorry, Dub. Dub, thank you so much.
But Ron earlier. So
Yeah,
thank you
Ron.
both.
Ron earlier, Dub now. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. Thank you. Will you could read the super chat while I give Zena her treat.
Just got here. Best wishes and kind regards.
High five.
She's like, do I have to? Do I?
All right, she's gonna go back to sleep now. She gives me a big yawn. Big yawn. All right, good night, Zena. I'll wake you up if somebody else donates. All right, back to the show. Back to it. And I need to check Rumble too, just in case I haven't checked Rumble today.
the defendant walking away from a white Jeep.
Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Have a seat. Have a seat. I'm not sitting up. 10-12. Have a seat. No.
Have a seat.
I'm not sitting down. I got a right.
Okay.
You gonna call for backup? Don't touch me. You're touching me.
Okay.
She's
Listen
touching
to me. Listen to me.
She's touching me.
Listen to me.
I already want to punch him in the face.
Directly.
She's disobeying her.
She's saying you damaged her car.
No, I didn't. She tried to run me over. Don't touch me. See this? She's touching me. Okay, I'm gonna have to call a lawyer.
You can call a lawyer all you want.
See that? She's touching me.
This is the type of kid.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
He's been bullied all through.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
This is the type of the kid who is going to do this. I'm not touching you.
Yeah.
I'm not touching you.
For sure.
I'm not touching you.
hmm
That's that kid.
Okay, so you know in Billy Madison,
Yeah.
you know that family of boys. What's his name? And there's that like bully kid.
Yes.
Him. That's him.
That's him. Yes.
That's him.
I think my voice should. Never mind.
It's
It
getting
felt
better.
It felt like it came back for a second.
It's getting a little better. Oh, Doyle. Oh, Doyle rules.
He's calling this female officer dude. What are you doing, dude, to a female officer? Like, not only is it an officer of the law, like, it's a grown woman who's older than your mother.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even restraining. She's trying to drop me, and I don't even need to drop.
Trying to drop me.
I want to drop you.
She tried to hit me. Let me record.
Also, does he have a flip phone? I believe he's recording on a flip phone. Like
Not like a new flip phone.
No,
We're
like a
talking
Razor.
Like 1999.
like
flip phone.
2006 Razor, I think it is.
I can't record, so I got no freedom of speech.
See this right here?
Mom.
You see this right here?
Okay,
that's
good.
recording right there.
And that's recording you
Do me
too.
a favor. Calm down.
Don't drive my for shit.
Calm down.
She's trying to grab my wallet.
Calm down.
She's trying to rob
make
me.
sure you don't have any
She's
weapons.
trying to rob me.
Calm down.
Trying to grab my wallet.
She's trying to rob me. Kid, we don't, like, you have $10 and a bus pass. What are you talking about?
And a piece of half-chewed bazooka gum.
Yeah, bazooka bubble gum.
Yeah. Stop. Hey, can you get my phone? Call my lawyer. I'm not doing
Call. You don't have a lawyer.
Alright, I see you. I know
Also,
him. I know him.
Is it just me, or is it a worse look if you actually do have a lawyer? Because, like, I have lawyers' phone numbers in my phone. I have a contracts lawyer, and I have a lawyer that does, like, leasing real estate stuff. I don't have a criminal defense attorney programmed in my phone. Like, if you do, if you do have a criminal defense attorney, like, I'm not going to call the leasing attorney, the real estate attorney, if I'm getting arrested and the cop is trying to steal my wallet. Like, that's not who you're going to call. So if you have a criminal defense attorney programmed in your phone, or you have one, like, there's like, you have way more issues than whatever's happening to you right now this minute.
Yeah. Christo, that's absolutely right. Future frauditor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
You're violating my First Amendment right because you're not letting me record.
Yeah.
I know him. I know him.
It's cleared.
I know him.
Ocala 1790, 10410
They're in the wrong. Yeah, my bag and my phone right here.
We got it.
You're muted.
So who's the victim?
She tried to run me over.
The white Jeep Compass.
You're
Let's
good.
put
You're
her-
good. No, you're
him or
good.
her.
You're good.
Him.
Let's put him in the car, and
My camera fell.
that's fine. Where's it at?
Right there.
We'll grab it.
Are you done?
I ain't restraining.
All right. You good?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm good.
Listen, I don't want you to have another charge. You understand that, right?
A charge. You ripped me. You grabbed me. That photo right there. Video footage.
Because I'm telling you to have a seat and you're telling me no. They're accusing you of a crime, saying you're jumping on her car. Okay, but you're detained.
Don't care. I don't say nothing. You're in the wrong. I get a lawyer.
That's fine.
Do this again.
That's fine. Widen your stance.
Bro,
Widen your stance.
you gonna let me get in the car like a peaceful citizen, or you gonna drag me in the car and rip my head off?
Can you
If you
relax
be
so we
calm,
can
if
make
you
sure you don't
relax-
have any weapons on you?
I don't have weapons on
Okay,
me.
we need to
Please.
make sure. We can't take your word for it.
Well, it's kind of late since you dragged me into the car with handcuffs on.
I didn't drag you in no car.
Yes, you did. You grabbed my arms. This is on video. It's called quarters. You want to take my change? Can't have money? Is that an issue too? You said you want to take everything else from me. I'm going to get a lawyer. I'm going to sue you guys.
Anything else? Anything else you want to do?
I kind of I want this kid to get arrested so they can be like, no, you can't have quarters in jail. You might throw them at the alligators or something.
Xena needs another treat.
All right.
Might
Well,
be
we're
wrong.
paused. We'll do that. Since we're already paused when it came through, we'll do that.
But you need to say, I am the Senate.
I am the Senate. Send me a clip on Twitter of what I'll play it. Might be wrong. Send me a clip. And I will.
You totally sound like, yeah, you do. That's actually hilarious.
Like, what do I sound like?
RFK.
Is that who said that? I am the Senate.
No, you know, the guy who's running for
Oh, I
president.
sound like RFK playing Darth Vader. That's good. Oh, that's in the running. Also, I said that that I was going to stop the contest after we did the first break, so Yo Mama will get an entry, and then whoever wins for the second half will also get an entry. I think that's fair. But let's give Xena a treat for Might Be Wrong. Might Be Wrong, are you coming here in July so you could meet Xena? You need to let me know. Xena! Just shake. Just shake with this hand. This one. Not this one. This one. Thank you, Might Be Wrong. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to go back to the video. And I'll pull up Twitter while this is playing. If you send me the clip for what you want me to play, I will play it. And we'll see if I sound like that person. Uh-oh. Okay.
Alright. When you put the AC on and I'll park it, just go ahead and thank you.
Can you grab his bag from me?
Okay.
You can see the nasty on my window where he was kissing it and taking his head and banging it on my. Yeah. If my window had been down or if my door had been unlocked, he would have got in after me.
Is there any damage to your car?
No. I just know that he flipped out. What took place, he was walking in the middle of the road, coming from the mall, and I was turning left to turn into Zaxby's parking lot. Well, he starts waving me to come on. Well, I couldn't go because there was a car coming. And I'm like, and I did just like that. And he was like, fuck you, bitch. And I turned around and I was like, you want to start something, little fella? Be careful who you try to start it with. So I popped right back at him. When I popped back at him, he blew up. He dropped his book bag up there on the hill. He come down the hill at the Zaxby's. He blew up at me. He was calling me every name in the book, telling me he would kill me. I needed to learn my place in this world. And I didn't know. Oh, he was just. I turned around and I said, you know what? That's okay. That's okay. So I got back in my car. rolled the window up, I locked the door, and I called 911. And I told the lady, I said, listen, you better get somebody over here. I said, because this little boy is pissed, number one. Number two, if I get out of this car, he ain't going to be walking. I said, he not going to be walking, which I do not have my gun, so I don't carry it in my car for that reason, too. But he just turned around and was just blowing up at me, and I told her, I said, listen, this is the reason why kids get killed. When they act like that, him doing that, if I would have pulled my gun out, I would have had every right to shoot that little kid for being right in my face right here, banging his head in my window. Scream everybody out here heard him. And I'm just like, look, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So I told her, I said, look, I'm going to go over into the Goodwill parking lot so I can get a better description of what he looks like. She said, okay. I got the description, and I backed up over there, and I said, okay, I'll stay right here in the Goodwill parking lot so that they know exactly where we are. And she was like, okay. She says, I have an officer on the way. And I said, okay. And then I happened to look up and see you. And then he went to try to talk to him to do something, and he just...
It should be a crime that he's interrupting her Zaxby's purchase, by the way. Have you all had Zaxby's before?
I have.
Yeah.
We have one. Remember when we were in Florida?
We did.
That
We
was the
got it
first
in-
time I had Zaxby's, and then they put one over by me not too long ago.
I kept telling you need to go to Zaxby's. There was one that was like far from your house, but it was within reason. It was like 45 minutes away or something. I'm like, you need to go to you need to make a trip to Zaxby's, and you need to get the honey mustard sauce.
I don't like mustard. I can't do it.
The honey mustard at Zaxby's is so good.
No.
My order, you probably know it because a lot of times when I end the show, I'll go to the Zaxby's drive-thru because I don't cook on the nights.
Yeah.
And do you know what I get?
Well, I'm on the phone with you a lot when you're going through the Zaxby's drive-through.
I get the Big Zax snack with honey mustard and extra honey mustard because they only give you one for some reason. So I need 2 honey mustards, the Big Zax snack, and a diet lemonade. Or if they have the drink machine where it's like pick and choose drink machine, you can get the diet orange lemonade, which is the best drink.
I need to try the diet orange lemonade. That's what I need to try.
The diet orange lemonade is the best drink from one of those machines ever, by the way.
I need to try that. Now Zaxby's is 10 minutes away.
So yeah, that's totally feasible.
Yeah, it's like a minute away from my work.
So what's your sauce? What sauce do you get?
Barbecue.
Let me know in the chat what your go-to Zaxby's sauce is. Barbecue. That's just boring. Like that is like vanilla. Like you get barbecue with your vanilla shake.
Oh, I cannot do anything mustardy. Oh.
The best sauce at Chick-fil-A is the Chick-fil-A sauce too.
I like it now though. I used to not like it. I like it now.
That's a smoky honey mustard.
I like that. I make personally from scratch Chick-fil-A sauce.
Will you please just next time you're at Zaxby's spend the 25 cents?
I'll try.
Get a honey mustard sauce from there and see.
I will try it.
All right, let me know in the chat what your Zaxby's sauce is.
I will try it.
Yeah.
Sweet and spicy. I want to try that.
All right, real quick, I make this sauce. Here's a little recipes from Katie Z. So you know how you were saying how you make the Chick-fil-A sauce?
Yeah.
I make a honey mustard sauce at home, but I use, you know how when you go to Chinese, they give you spicy mustard?
Yeah.
Use the spicy mustard to make honey mustard sauce at home. So you use honey, the spicy mustard from the Chinese place, and you put a little mayonnaise in it to thicken it up. It's so good.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. Best sauce ever.
I mean, it doesn't sound, I mean, if I like Chick-fil-A sauce, I mean, honestly, it can't be that bad. It's got to be good. It can't be bad. I'm just all I'm saying. It can't be bad.
It's good. It's pretty good. I'm telling you.
It can't be bad.
was fighting with something else? Was this in her? So it was 10:15 then, besides whatever damages he did to the car.
Is there damage on there?
They said he was jumping on the car.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, I think so. I mean, dented, you gotta fix the denting, you gotta fix it. I don't know what the extent is. Yeah, I assume so.
So you said he just started yelling at you, started banging on your car?
Yeah, because whenever he, when I was going, when I went like I can't turn, honey, and he went this way. When I finally turned, I turned. Well, when I turned, I looked at him. He was like, "He starts shooting me a bird. He starts cussing me out. He's standing on the top of the hill over there at that moment." And I got out of the car and I turned around and said, "Little boy, you don't need to be doing stuff like that." I said, "You need to go on." He was like, "F you, I'm a grown adult. I can do what I want." Blah, 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 blah. I said, whatever. I said, "You know what? That's what gets people in trouble right there. You acting stupid like that." And my sister, I was on the phone with, I would call her back. But I turned around and said, "You know what?" And he looked at me and he was and bowed up and just started running down the hill. I got
Towards you?
Yeah, I got in the car.
I'd have shot him.
I was like, okay. So
I totally would have shot this
Run
kid.
faster.
Like, I mean, not after he started running away, obviously, but while he was at my window, I would think he was trying to carjack me.
See, like in the beginning of this, I thought she was insane the way she was talking, but now I know like what had happened. What had happened?
Yeah, what had happened was
what
he
had
was
happened was
acting like he's gonna carjack a woman. And it's
Yes.
just a prank, bro. Just a
Yeah,
prank, bro.
that's not funny.
No.
Nope.
let them know. So the kids obviously
Were you
got
scared
issues.
at some point that he might have gotten into your car or that he was going to hurt you?
Oh yeah, if he got into my car, he would hurt me. I guarantee that. I mean,
I
anybody
wonder
that
if he's
was out
on
here
some
in this
sort of
parking lot
drugs.
can tell you, he was screaming so loud at me that he was. If he could have got in my car, he probably would have drugged me out and beat the piss out of me. So, or tried.
Right.
Can you 65 signal for all the tangos are okay?
And you grabbed me, tried to put me in a handcuffing position, tried to tackle me, and I did not let her do that.
Like what kind of parenting ends like in a kid like that?
Zero parenting. That's what kind of parenting ends. Like,
That's
I
terrible.
guarantee that this boy does not have a father in his life. And I'm not
Yeah.
just saying that his parents are divorced. I'm saying that his parents are not together and the dad he doesn't get to go on the weekends or every other week or whatever.
Yeah.
There's no male authority figure
Yeah.
in this kid's life at all.
And the mom just appeases him and does whatever just to keep the peace and does whatever little Johnny wants.
Feels bad that the dad's not around, so overcompensates maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I want to make it clear that when I say there's not a dad in somebody's life, because I say that a lot because it's true a lot, many such cases.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking about somebody who's gotten a divorce but the father or both parents are still an active part of the child's life. They both still go to the school plays and they both have an active parenting role. I'm talking about the ones who the woman gets pregnant and the dad just leaves while the wife's pregnant and never sees them again. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And the mom's probably a piece of crap too, so.
Probably.
Yeah.
You got a lawyer, right? Okay, you can tell your lawyer all that.
Northwest 10th Street.
All right.
And he's going to tell you that too in court. He's
All
also
right.
going to tell the young lady that if you try to run somebody over in traffic,
The young lady.
that is what?
That's why there's a due process, buddy.
Attempted murder.
Okay.
Attempted murder.
We'll get to it. It's a simple thing. When law enforcement comes, all you have to do, all you have to do is just stop because they're separated now.
I stopped.
Yeah. So
I grabbed my bag. I stopped. She jumped on me.
From
She
the-
grabbed me. It's on video.
Okay.
Okay.
What's your name, bud?
Now, I want you to understand that this kid is complaining about how the cop detained him. Yet he was jumping on this woman's car, banging on her window as if he was carjacking her.
Yeah, Yo Mama said he's going to represent himself in court. This is the type of person that would represent himself in court.
Subject matter jurisdiction.
Oh, man.
I need a lawyer. That's all I gotta say.
All right.
You assaulted me. You didn't have a warrant. You assaulted me.
He's talking about having a
warrant.
Julia,
Do you have a warrant? You assaulted me. You have a warrant?
Matthew, hey, what's your middle name start with?
Okay, do you go assaulting people randomly?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
If somebody calls you on the radio and says there's a potential suspect,
Well,
you're gonna go tackle him?
No, we detain him until we find out.
he's talking as if he was just walking down the street and did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
That's the
and
way
it was
this
just
kid is.
tackled. Yeah, he did
It's
zero wrong.
insane. Entitled is correct. Entitled 22. Also, he's an adult. You're a freaking adult. Act like one, please.
Yeah.
After you find out.
Until we find out. Until we find out. Until we find out. That's the thing. All right. So I don't know what she has. All right. So Matthew, what's your last name, bud?
Matthew Record.
Record?
RECORD, Record Turundai. I would like to have a conversation with my father.
With your father?
How
old are you?
His father?
Wait, I didn't hear what he said. What did he say?
He says, I would like to have a conversation with my father.
Oh, okay.
Are we talking stepdad? What are we talking here? Or is this one of those dads? Because he seems like a spoiled brat, right? Is this one of the dads who has like international business and is only home 1 weekend a month? And when he is home, he feels so bad for traveling all the time that he spoils him? Is that what we're talking?
Or it's the type of father who beats the living hell out of him every chance he
No,
can.
I don't think
And-
so.
No, but wait. And then when the kid gets in trouble, he still sticks up for him.
Maybe.
I've seen these types of people in my life.
Maybe.
Yeah.
22 years old?
Yeah, I would like you to contact. I would like to contact my father. I don't want to give you any of this information. I just want my phone, which is on that car that you see against the windshield.
Which car?
The one right there that I was.
22 Acts 12. Look,
Hey, what's your
16
date of
Acts 12.
Yeah.
You know what's sad? I didn't do anything wrong. Go ahead.
Let me just get this stuff, and then me and you can talk. How's that? You good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right.
He doesn't even look 22.
No.
He looks 17 at,
All right.
at
Matthews,
most.
M-A-T-H-E-W.
Yeah, that's what Crystal was saying.
2 T's. All right. Cool. And what's your phone number, bud?
588-2300.
Empire.
All right. And your address?
My address is. I don't have an address.
I don't have an
I'm
address.
homeless. You're arresting a homeless guy.
You homeless? No, seriously. Like, if you.
There's my bag over there that you guys just blew off. And tackled me to the ground and handcuffed me and assaulted me without my consent. Or anybody's consent, to be honest.
He didn't even get thrown to the ground. I was hoping he'd get thrown to the ground more, like harder. Throw him harder.
I just really always pray for a good tasing.
Or
I really do.
release the hounds.
Love
Release
it.
the canine.
So you said you want a lawyer, right?
Well, I have a lawyer. I have a contact. He has a lawyer who's going to pay for my lawyer. He is a business contact. His name's
Oh, what? That's going to pay for my lawyer?
So here's the thing, all right? Since you
His dad has a business contact who will pay for his lawyer.
What does that mean?
I think that means that myself, and might be wrong, are correct when we say his dad is this rich, powerful dude who's not really in his life except for to have a good time and have fun with his son.
Since you asked for a lawyer, I'm gonna read you this. If you want to talk to me afterwards, me and you are good. We can talk. But because you don't want to, all right, buddy.
I just want my phone off that car.
Your phone. I'm gonna get your phone. You just chill right here for me, and then
You can't have your phone in jail. Sorry.
me and you are But if you want to talk later on, just raise your hand, or I mean you can, but just let me know and I'll.
Raise your hand.
All right.
Oh, you can't. Oh, that was funny.
I don't know what she's got. The only thing when I got here, she was already they're already into it. So she's trying to. No, she was trying to get him on the ground, and he was resisting.
So maybe resisting. I mean, she's investigating an incident.
The suspect was taken to the county jail on charges of resisting arrest and was held for 42 days. What are your thoughts on
42?
40. I guess that business contact with his dad didn't work out, buddy.
42 days.
Ooh, good job, whatever county this is. Where's Ocala?
What?
Is that Polk County? I think that might be Polk.
Oh my gosh.
Might be wrong, would know. Where's Ocala, Florida? Is that in Polk County? If this is Grady Judd's work, I
love Grady.
I applaud that man.
Grady.
on his behavior? Was the victim right? Leave your comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe and like buttons and check out our page for more great.
Maybe next time. Real quick, I told Might Be Wrong I would play this, so let me pull this up. And
I need to go use some eye drops real quick, and I will be right back.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I am. Why is it not getting big? I can't play it. I don't know what's happening. I just got to play it like this.
I am the Senate.
I am the Senate.
I am.
Thank you, Might Be Wrong. I am the Senate.
I am the Senate.
I am the Senate. The Senate, I said. The Senate. All right. I don't know why I couldn't make it big to share it. That was weird. Share this tab instead. Yeah, it switches to the GC. We can't have that. We cannot have that for sure. So number 2 is wrong. I'm going to tell you what's coming up on next week's show. We have a couple of more stories to go through, so don't go anywhere yet, even though I'm doing the closing stuff. I have a couple of stories that I'm really interested in getting to. We're going to cover after she gets back. But did you guys watch the show 60 Days In? Have you watched that? I used to watch it. I don't have regular TV anymore for the last few years, so I haven't watched it in a few years. But season 1 was in Indiana, and the sheriff that was on that show got into some hot water. So we're going to go over that here in just a second. But coming up on Sunday, first of all, tomorrow is our scheduled game night. We're going to try to do the game night, but if my voice is still like this, just pay attention in the community section of my page. We're gonna play it by ear tomorrow. When I wake up tomorrow, we'll see how I feel. But as of right now, we're scheduled to do game night tomorrow night. All of you who are here right now are invited. Please let me know. By the way, if you're a member of the channel, you get to actually come on the show and play. So if you're not a member right now, hit the membership button. It's $3. You might as well. I'm dying right now. But yeah, so become a member. It's $3 to become a member, $2.99 a month. And then you're invited to play in game night. We're playing Dumb Deaths. So it's basically a true or false game. The winner gets a prize from the Katie's Ed merch shop. And if you pick one of the Christ is King things, we will also donate what would have been the proceeds or the profits from that to the charity. So tomorrow night, game night, coming up on Sunday, we started the Holtzclaw case. Daniel Holtzclaw, you know who I'm talking about. We started that last Sunday, and we went through all of the accusations against Daniel Holtzclaw. And Sunday, we're going to go over why I think that each one of these, every single one of these accusations, that he was sentenced to 264 years in prison. And every single one, there's something fishy about it. And I thought when I first started researching this case, I thought, well, maybe some of these aren't going to be like some of them, they're like he had to do some of them, right? And then I researched each case individually as if it was standing on its own. And there is reasonable doubt in every single one of them. We're going to go over it point by point on Sunday. It's very difficult for me right now just not to tell you the whole thing because it's really messed up what happened to this guy. The cops who investigated that case are horrible police officers. They just railroaded. They threw him to the lions like Daniel from the Bible. The 21st, which is not this coming up Sunday, but the following Sunday, I'm going to have a Florida Jim on. Do you guys know who Florida Jim is? He's in Hezekiah's chat a lot. But he trains canine dogs for police departments, and we're going to watch all of the canine videos on the 21st. So that's what we have coming up for the rest of the month. So hopefully tomorrow, game night. Like I said, if you're not a member, hit the membership button. You can become a member right now, and you will get a personal invite to come up and play the game. Like I said, there's prizes. It's always a good time just to hang out and have fun too, right?
We have fun. You can play in the chat too.
Yeah, but become a member because you actually want to get more.
For sure. I mean, yeah, members.
All right, we're going to save this one for next time. That's a long video. So, you said you had sent me an email with the story about Clark. Was it Clark?
Jamie Knoll.
Yeah. So you didn't send me anything, but I found an article. But if you want to tell us a little bit about it first, I would appreciate you talking.
You didn't get any of those emails?
You didn't send me any emails.
I sent you like 6 emails.
To what email address?
KM.
Yeah.
That's all.
Just was it the Yahoo or the?
I don't know.
If you sent it to Yahoo, I don't get that.
Obviously, that's the one I sent it to them.
It's Gmail. It's the exact same email address, but Gmail. Anyway,
I sent it to the other one. Okay.
I will pull up my Yahoo, but tell us about it while I'm doing that.
Okay. So has anybody heard of the show 60 Days In? Back in, I think it started, I don't remember.
I'm going to give you some background.
Maybe 2020 it started.
I didn't have cable.
Your mic is messed up again.
Anyway,
the first season of 60 Days In. 60 Days In is where there's like undercover people that are sent into jails, county jails, and to see how the jails are run, to see if it's being run efficiently, how, just to see the goings on and stuff like that, how it's being run. Well, the first season was in Clark County, Indiana, and the sheriff at the time was Sheriff Jamie Knoll. And it was a good season. It was a good show. And turns out Jamie Knoll has been arrested for a lot. Gosh, I don't even know how many charges. Let me pull this up. I'm going to pull this up for, I can read it. I'll just find it and I will read it. And then we won't have to worry about it. All right. So, okay. Jeffersonville, Indiana. The jury trial for Jamie Knoll, the former Southern Indiana sheriff charged with 25 felonies, will not begin until the fall. Special Judge Larry Medlock set a trial date of November 6th for Knoll, whom he sent to jail Tuesday after finding him in contempt of court. Okay, so this is a recent charge. He sent him to jail Tuesday after finding him in contempt of court. Knoll had been under investigation by Indiana State Police since June of 2023. The trial date falls one day after Election Day. Judge Medlock set the date Tuesday, according to court documents, likely just moments after delivering a thunderous gavel slam in court and sending Knoll to jail for 60 days on the contempt charge. Knoll was arrested in November. He is charged with multiple counts of theft, tax evasion, corrupt business practices, ghost employment, and official misconduct. He pleaded not guilty. I don't like that word. He pled not guilty to all charges and posted $75,000 bail on November 9th. His bond conditions required him to surrender all weapons except for one shotgun. ISP investigators found 2 semi-automatic handguns in his basement during a March 13th search. His attorney argued in court Tuesday it was an oversight, but Judge Medlock did not buy it. I told Mr. Knoll in November, don't do anything stupid. Do not try to deceive me or defy me. You will not. What?
Can you hear me? Okay. I don't know. My mic was doing something weird. Okay. You can hear me though?
Not very well.
I was just going to say, why do you think that they let him keep one shotgun?
I don't know what you're saying. Okay. You will not do not try to deceive me or defy me. You will not like the consequences, Judge Medlock said. Today is that day. You are not the law. You don't interpret the law. You don't enforce the law. You're not above the law. Every time I go into court, I hear, I didn't know it was there. I didn't know it was there. I've heard that a million times. Misty Knoll and Casey Knoll, Jamie's wife and their...
Okay, now it's working.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Jamie's wife and their daughter were also arrested. Misty was charged with 5 counts of theft and 5 counts of tax evasion, and Casey was charged with 5 counts of theft and 4 counts of tax evasion. Both pled not guilty. Their trial dates have not been set. Jamie Knoll is facing 25 felony charges. Oh, we already read that. Okay.
I'm going to play this little video.
Let me just do this, the dollar amounts real quick. In March, investigators uncovered over $100,000 in tuition and education-related payments were made from the cards by Jamie and Misty. Herein asked the judge for permission to search Indiana University records regarding Josie and Gracie Knoll, Jamie and Misty's other daughters, who are currently enrolled at IU campuses. In April, ISP said the family spent over $300,000 on vacations using fire department funds without reimbursement. The investigation also uncovered Jamie fathered a child with former Clark County Councilwoman Brittany Faree and paid child support payments with UTVFA funds. Jamie Knoll's vast automobile collection has been under scrutiny by investigators since the beginning of this investigation. According to court documents, 133 vehicles are registered to the Utica Township Volunteer Fire Department and New Chapel EMS. A review of those vehicles showed several were inconsistent with a not-for-profit fire department and EMS business. Jamie is accused of orchestrating a vehicle trading and selling scheme where he traded in several cars registered to the UTVFA for vehicles he then registered to himself for personal use. In some cases, he allegedly sold them and pocketed the money.
Wow.
Court documents released. Well, you guys get the gist. This guy has been stealing for a very long time.
Since he was on the show, probably. Let me play this and then you could tell us what you think about it.
Okay.
Today is that day.
This guy's mad.
He is so mad that he was lied to.
Hear him slam that gavel.
Yes.
The judge has some harsh words and issued jail time for a former sheriff who was accused of breaking the law.
You're not above the law.
Former Clark County, Indiana Sheriff Jamie Knoll is awaiting trial on 25 felony charges related to tax fraud and misappropriation of funds for personal use. He has pleaded not guilty to the charges. As part of the case, Knoll was ordered to surrender all his weapons except for one shotgun, but the judge says some other firearms were found in his home. So he was called before the judge, who found him in contempt of the court.
What is an appropriate sanction? You know what I think the answer is? 60 days in. That's what I think the answer is today.
60 days.
Got him. Got him.
Days in jail, he orders. It's a reference to the A&E series in which Knoll was heavily featured.
I didn't think it was cute.
Knoll's defense attorney argued Knoll made an honest mistake while directing 2 other people to round up all the guns in his home. The judge certainly didn't find the former sheriff's actions funny.
I told Mr. Knoll, don't do anything stupid. Do not try to deceive me, defy me. You will not like the consequences.
He was handcuffed and taken into custody.
Yeah, he was.
Today is that day.
Wow.
So here's another little snippet of information. This guy, Jamie Knoll, is best friends with the governor of Indiana. To the point where the governor is checking on his daughters at college.
The governor's going to pardon him.
And you're going to tell me that nobody noticed like his lavish spending? Nobody's,
Said, hey,
everybody
how can you afford that house with a sheriff's salary,
exactly.
sir? How is that possible?
Oh, how do you have 133 cars?
Yeah. Well, some of those, they were registered to the department or to the fire department or whatever. However, they were saying that the cars weren't fire department cars. Like, why is there a Porsche registered to the fire department?
It's just $300,000 for vacations. Oh,
Yeah.
$50,000 for cigars.
Yeah. Crazy.
60 days in, buddy.
All right, Zena, guess what? We need peace.
Yay!
Zena.
Thank you. We need peace.
And don't forget, if you do like the show, don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe. And if you'd become a member, join the membership, I'll be able to contact you to send you the invite for the game tomorrow night. We do it once a month. It's a lot of fun. But here's for Zena from We Need Peace. Zena, she's awake.
And you should tell your dramatic friends, like if you have people that don't like to start drama, tell them about our channel too, because we like fun people here.
We do. Oh, she caught it. She
Good
caught
job,
it.
Zena. Good job.
She's the good girl. She's the best co-host. I mean, besides number 2.
No, it's Zena. It's Zena. Let's be real.
Yeah, it is. All right. One more little story about this guy, and then I have a story about a dog and a pig, and then I think we're going to wrap it up.
Sounds good.
Shocking scene in a Clark County courtroom. A judge reprimanding the former sheriff, Jamie Knoll, reminding him he's not above the law. Knoll was sent back to jail for 60 days yesterday. Focus reporter Travis Breeze was in the courtroom. Travis, can you tell us any new developments today?
Well, Shay, that slam of the gavel is one thing that nobody in that courtroom, or maybe even who watched it on television, is going to forget for at least some time. Today, Knoll's trial was delayed until November 6th. We had known that this was probably going to happen, but we did not know it would be as far out as November. A main reason for the delay is the amount of evidence the defense needs to review before trial. Knoll's attorneys have requested to review every interview, search warrant, pictures taken, and even field notes that detectives have been taking. There have been 51 search warrants thus far, and also hundreds, possibly even 1,000 pages of bank statements, credit card receipts, and more. Yesterday, Judge Larry Medlock let Knoll know he was not above the law and would see the consequences of breaking his bond conditions.
I told Mr. Knoll, don't do anything stupid. Do not try to deceive me, defy me. You will not like the consequences. Today is that day.
Knoll will spend 60 days at the Scott County Jail. That decision was made to avoid any conflict of interest or special treatment since Knoll oversaw the...
Is that the same jail that was featured on 60 Days In, or is that a different one?
Which jail did they
They
say?
said the Scott County Jail.
Yeah, no, they were in Clark County.
Okay.
But Scott County is right next door, so they know about it.
Oh,
I think Scott County wasn't Scott County featured in one of them too?
I don't remember.
I believe Scott County was in one of them too.
By the way, We Need Peace. I'm putting your name in the drawing. At the first episode of every month, we do a drawing of everyone who's a friend of the show, who's been on the show. You don't have to pay to enter, obviously. Like I'll ask questions in the chat, and if you answer the question, stuff like that. So
Clark County
redrawing
Jail for 8 years as sheriff. Misty Knoll, his wife, still has a trial date set for July 30th. Casey Knoll's trial is still set for August 20th. Special prosecutor Rick Hurdle said in February they were considering making a motion to join Misty and Jamie's cases together, but he has not talked about it since February. In the studio, Travis Breeze, WHAS 11 on your side.
All right, Travis, thanks for that interesting update.
Thanks, Travis.
And this is not being covered. There are very few news stories about this. It's not being covered.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Next.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this. So here's the thing that's happening in Alabama. And I have 3 stories pulled up about this, but we won't go through it. I'll just give you the TLDR and I'll play one of them. But apparently when people die in prison in Alabama, they're stealing their organs.
Oh.
So we wouldn't know about this except for a young man. Let me play that one, actually. So this young man died in prison, and his family's like, that's weird. He's young. Like, how did he die? Like, the story that the prison gave him didn't track. So they paid for their own autopsy. And the guy who they paid to do the autopsy got in there, is like, his heart's missing.
Oh my gosh.
I can see where your problem is. The dude didn't have a heart, so it was hard for the blood circulation. Apparently they were stealing. Alabama was stealing, and I don't know if they were selling.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. What the heck?
Yeah. So let me share this one that has about the kid. Maybe. This is a very interesting story. Maybe we'll play 2 of them. This is a short one.
Yeah, this is a good story.
Daniel Williams' mother and fiance have fond memories of a young man lost too soon.
He was a goofball, was what he was.
Look how young he is. You wouldn't expect him to die in prison, unless it was a violent something. So I could see why they wanted to have an autopsy done.
Yeah, it's aggravating.
They were notified last week by the warden at Staten Prison in Elmore County that the 22-year-old was in a hospital for an overdose. But when they rushed to be by his side, they were shocked by his condition.
I went to the hospital, and the nurses told me that he was assaulted and beaten really badly. And when I went into the room, he had bruises all down his arm, down to his fingers. He had bruises over here. He had cuts up and down. He had bruises on his legs, and it was bad.
His father says he had very little brain function left, so they made the difficult decision to take him off life support.
I called the warden and I cussed him out. I was like, dude, you know this is not an overdose case. You know exactly what happened. How's this crap going to happen like this? Well, it's under investigation right now. And that's the last time I even talked to the warden.
The Alabama Department of Corrections sent us a statement saying a possible inmate-on-inmate incident was reported, and the DOC's Law Enforcement Services Division is investigating. Carla Crowder with Alabama Appleseed says what happened to Daniel is all too common.
The brutality, the violence, the dysfunction, it's not an aberration anymore. It's a feature of the Alabama Department of Corrections. It is our system. And so the kind of horrific deaths that we've seen, what happened to Mr. Williams, is not even uncommon anymore.
Now the Williams family is trying to figure out how to bury this young man who was scheduled to be released from prison on the day he died.
I set up a GoFundMe account to get him cremated. It's like $1,000 bucks. Okay. I was wanting to bury him by my mom, but that's like $7,000. You know, I can't afford that.
His fiance is struggling with knowing their daughter will have no memories of her father.
How am I supposed to tell her about her daddy? Like, why isn't he here? Why didn't he ever come home?
I grew up without my dad, and it
This is not the right story, is it?
So I
It
couldn't
is.
even imagine.
Oh, maybe. No, this is a different story. Sorry.
In Jefferson County, Lisa Crane, WVT.
We're going to play this one. I thought it was all connected. I think this is just all I pulled stories about corruption in Alabama. I think that's where I was confused. Here's this
New
one.
federal lawsuit is taking on the Alabama Department of Corrections after an inmate's body was returned to his family missing an organ. He was returned to them without a heart, and he is not the only inmate returned in a similar condition. An autopsy was conducted on 43-year-old Brandon Dotson shortly after he died in prison. But when his body was returned, his loved ones discovered his heart was missing. Instead, an investigation suggests the organ was taken by forensic pathologists at the University of Alabama, Birmingham for medical research without the family's consent. Joining us now is the Dotson family attorney, Lauren Ferrano. Lauren, we appreciate you
One
joining
thing
us.
to donate your body to science after you die. I mean, fill out the thing on your driver's
Right.
license. Do that. It's a great thing to do.
Right.
Because the only way we can progress forward with medical advances is by people doing that. But it's a whole nother thing to have your body parts stolen. A whole
Right.
other thing. And we don't know what religion this person is. It might be against their religion to not be buried whole. Like,
Yeah.
there's different rules for different things, you know?
Yep.
And they would have never known. They would have never known if they didn't do this separate autopsy.
Crazy.
Yes. And can we start with you just sharing a little more about this case? How did Brandon's family discover that his heart was missing in the first place?
Sure. So Brandon's family learned that his heart was missing because they hired a second pathologist to conduct an autopsy. Alabama's prisons have been in crisis now for years, and they didn't trust the results that were going to come from the Department of Corrections itself. So when they reached into their retirement savings to hire this second pathologist, the pathologist told them that a heart was not in the body. And since then, we've learned that many other families have been impacted as well.
I mean, as you mentioned, this is not the only instance of an inmate being returned without their organs. We know another Alabama family had to bury their father without any of his organs after they were removed in an autopsy. Does the University of Alabama have any right to these organs? Do they need the families to consent?
We do believe that they need the families to consent. And right now they are using the consent of the wardens to take these organs and use them for whatever purpose they see fit. The law is very clear that it requires family consent for the retention of organs.
It should
And
require
what we're
that.
seeing is these people who are
Oh, no.
dying in prison
It
custody.
should require the actual prisoners they should
Yeah.
have something they fill out when they get there, and it's just one of the standard questions.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
if something happens to you, or they should go what's on their driver's license when they go in, because that's one of the questions they ask you when you get your driver's license.
Yep.
And if it says no, not a donor, then they're not a donor. It doesn't matter if they're custody of the state or not.
I agree.
Being treated in a way that no other person in society is being treated. They're being treated less than. And the wardens are giving these permissions that they don't actually have the authority to give.
The Department of Corrections states that autopsies are only performed when an inmate's death is suspicious or unnatural. Does the Dotson family have any clarity over what exactly happened to their son?
We don't have much clarity about anything. There was a hearing that we had to try to determine where is this heart. And I think all of us left that hearing more confused than we were when we went in. The Department of Corrections says we don't perform autopsies, and yet they have an autopsy agreement with the University
So
of
it's just
Alabama.
gone?
They say the
I
wardens
guess.
don't give permission, and yet we have prior autopsies from previous years that show that the warden is the one who gave permission. So we are still very much in the investigative phase. All we know is that University of Alabama is engaged in a practice through the consent of the Department of Corrections to take organs without family permission.
How often do you suspect this might be happening? I mean, do you think there's
All
some
the
families who
time.
are receiving their loved one's body back and they are not funding a second autopsy of their own?
Absolutely. How many families have thousands of dollars to have a second autopsy? So right now I'm in touch with multiple families. I got a call again this morning from a new family that discovered through they were able to hire a second pathologist, and they discovered that all of the organs were missing as well.
Wow.
But in most instances, the family is burying their loved one and they don't know that this is happening. Based off of the numbers that we currently have access to, we suspect that at least dozens, if not hundreds, of families have been impacted.
So what does justice look like for this family? What changes do you and the Dotson family hope the federal suit will spur?
Well, we certainly want to raise awareness, and we appreciate the coverage of this important issue. Ultimately, we just want the university to have to ask for consent from the family.
Yeah.
We all support medical research, and if the family says yes,
This should be a no-brainer. Like, you have to get consent to take somebody's organs. Should be a no-brainer.
Yeah,
then I have no problem with the organs being taken. But right now, the law is not being followed, and the university is taking advantage of a vulnerable population.
All right, Lauren Farino, I appreciate your time tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find news.
Thank you for watching.
That's crazy.
Oh, this is one that has to be read. Do you have this? This is one that you sent me. Do you want to read this article, or should we do it next time?
Let me, there's so many I sent you.
Oh, here's one with a, we'll do this one instead.
Oh, I got it right here if you want me to.
Oh, well, I could do that rescue dog one when I do the canine screen.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, we'll do this one instead.
Sure.
Well, the Plainfield Police Department has a new member joining their team, and he's pretty cute. His name is Newt. He is a four-legged crime fighter. But her story really didn't start there. Newt was a victim of animal cruelty.
Oh, no.
Plainfield Police and the Hendricks County Animal Shelter rescued her last April from her owner. Plainfield Police later adopted her after noticing that she would be a great candidate for their canine police program. Now she is certified to be a therapy gun detection dog.
She's so cute.
Well, let me tell you the backstory about that dog real quick.
Okay.
So the person that owned the dog was a probationary police officer.
Oh, okay.
That abused her.
Oh, no.
And she was emaciated. She couldn't walk. She was she was near death.
Yeah.
And when the animal control pulled up, the dog collapsed, and they,
Oh, geez, Louise.
yeah. So that's how that happened. So how awesome is that? That now she's
a cop.
Yes. Yep. I love
All right.
dogs.
We got two more. California Police Department uses Lego heads to block suspects' faces on social media. This is hilarious. I love this.
Media. Officers in Murrieta like to post about arrests by superimposing Lego heads on suspects. Police do it to comply with a new state law which prevents them from sharing mugshots of people's faces accused of nonviolent crimes. The practice has been a hit with seemingly everyone except, Lego. The company has asked Murrieta police to stop due to trademark rights. Officers say they will continue posting in the name of transparency and will just find new characters, perhaps emojis, to keep suspects' identities confidential.
I say keep the Lego heads and just pay Lego.
Big babies.
I know.
Jeez,
I
come
know.
on.
So here's the story that's in the thumbnail that you all came for. This is the last story that we're going to do, and then I'm going to go rest my voice. I'm not going to speak at all until
I doubt that.
game night tomorrow. That's
Lies.
the plan. So I saw this and I knew I had to save it for Friday Night Crime because you love pigs.
I do love pigs. I love them so much.
So, and you love cops. You're a bootlicker that loves cops.
Right. I lick all the boots. All of them.
So here's a cop pig story.
I can't see this. I gotta make it big. I missed it.
I'll
Okay,
let
I'm
it play
watching.
again.
Oh, the baby. I love it so much.
He's screaming.
I
Poor
know. I'd be
guy.
screaming too if I got tackled.
Poor piggy.
Oh, I love him.
Poor piggies.
Poor baby.
So that's the show. Look at Xena hugging that pillow. How cute is
Oh my
that?
gosh, look at her.
Oh my goodness.
Where's
I
Ava
mean,
tonight?
she's with Dave.
Okay.
She's elsewhere is where she is. She's not here. So coming up tomorrow night, we have the game stream. Are you looking forward to that? I am. It's always fun, right?
I'm gonna really try to be there. I've got some stuff I need to get done, but I'll try to be there. No, I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there.
Okay. So game night tomorrow night, click the join button, become a member. You can come play games with us once a month. It's a lot of fun. We usually have a pretty good crowd, and we always do a sometimes the questions are hard, so we poll the audience
It's fun.
and we let the audience decide what we're going to answer. And once you decide to poll the audience, you have to go with what they answer. I'm making new rules. Like you have
Oh,
you
no
have to,
rules.
like if you use your poll of the audience, you have to go with them, which will make it more fun, I think.
That's good. I like that. I like it.
Then, of course, coming up Sunday, like I already said, we're going to finish the Holtz Claw case. That case is just crazy. So looking forward to that. Next week we have Florida Jim with the canine stream. It's going to be all videos of canines, and you know how much I love dogs. So
If you haven't seen the first part of the Holtz Claw case, watch that before Sunday at 4:30 because you'll be kind of lost.
no, I'll do a recap. You won't be lost, but it's a good stream. So go
there's
watch
a
it.
lot.
Anyway.
It's good stuff. It's good.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm going to make sure that, because I have a lot of new people this week because Shane was on. So if you don't have time to go watch a almost 3-hour stream, I get it. I'll do a quick recap at the beginning, but I suggest watching it.
It's great. It's a great stream.
So that's the show tonight. Anything you want to say?
No, I'm glad we did it. I'm glad I'm glad your voice was well enough that
It
we
held
could
up.
do this because we missed last month.
We did.
So it seems like it's been 2 months.
It has been.
So yeah,
I thought we were going to have to cancel, and
I did too.
I needed to let number 2 know why. So I'm like, I just got to call her so she can hear what's going on. And yesterday was worse than today. So if you think my voice is bad now, yesterday I was like this on the phone.
Very bad. I
don't think I'm going to be able to stream.
Yeah. The plan was that we were just going to come on for 10 seconds and be like, hey guys, guess what? This is how her voice sounds.
This is what's happening.
Yeah.
So it did get a little bit better. It's coming back. I noticed if I go into a lower register, if I talk like a man, it's a little, I can get more out. But anytime I go to try out, go high, it does this. So I can't do any singing or anything right now. That's out of the question.
No opera tonight.
No.
Maybe tomorrow.
So tomorrow, if it gets better tomorrow, I'll sing a little opera for you guys on stream. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, game night. If you are a member, check the community tabs throughout the day. I will put the link to join in the community members only. Like if you're a member, you'll see it. But it'll be on the community page of my YouTube channel. We will see all of you then. And if you can't make it tomorrow, we'll see you Sunday. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us, everybody.
Yes, I appreciate each and every one of you. If I've earned your like, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man, Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Won't you solo go show off your photos, throw out your Twinkies, throw up your ho-hos, tuck in them pinkies, them shits a no-no. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. Brought to my attention by the man with the mojo. My 8th subscriber, I'm a fagoso. Jump in them sinkies and dump them mimosos. The first Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto. First Florida man was Hernando de Soto.